Guten Tainis Esther, everyone. We'll be discussing today, Be'ez Hashem, the topic of the color Techeiles, or better, the right shade of the color Techeiles to Mekayim the mitzvah from tzitzis. Baruch Hashem, we have the schus in our generation to Mekayim, what says in the pasuk, Moshe Daber b'nei Yisrael. Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, tell the Yiddish kinder, v'mata aleim v'osti lehem tzitzis al kanfei v'gdeim. They should make tzitzis on the corners of their garments. They dereisam for generations and asni al tzitzis a kanaf sil Techeiles, and should put on the tzitzis which is on the corner a string of Techeiles. Everyone knows the Gemara, Mesechtes Menachos, and Chulin, and Soita. Tanya Hoyer Mei Omer, Mei would say, Man Ashtana Techeiles B'Kol HaTzavonim. Why did the Torah choose the color of Techeiles for tzitzis more than any other color? Techeiles Doim LeYam. Techeiles is doim to the ocean, the water of the ocean. V'Yam doim l'Rekia, and the water of the ocean is like the sky. Rekia doim l'Kisei Kavod, and the Rekia is like the Kisei Kavod, and Moran Chum adds Rekia doim l'Evan Saper, the Evan Saper doim l'Kisei Kavod. It's doim to the stone of the Saper stone, and the Saper stone is doim l'Kisei Kavod. Basically, the Gemara is saying over here that the connection between there's a connection between Techeiles and the Rekia. The reason why Hashem told us specifically to put on Techeiles more than any other color, because that brings us to the sky, which brings us to the Kisei HaKavod. And everyone knows that Techeiles is the color of the sky. How much Torah, if someone's interested in writing Torah, a whole new sefer, he could write a sefer of all the svarim that speak about the dimyon of Techeiles to the Rekia. Now there are Yatsi Mefakbekim. What exactly is the color of the sky? When we say it's the color of the sky, what do we mean? And we'll see, there's basis to have such thoughts from Reshonim already. And the Sfarim also speak about the idea of a darker color, we'll call it for now, for Techeiles. The Techeiles is understood as a darker color. Not just like the sky of the day, it's darker color. And this is something to thoroughly go through the Reshonim to see what the Reshonim held. That's what we hope to do Be'ez Hashem. I'll just be Pesach, L'choi Tanasashta, L'choi Purim, with the word of the Divrei Yoel, the Satmar Rebbe Zechon Levracha. He says, we say Shoshan Seyakev, Tzahalav Samecha B'Reisim Yachet, Techeiles Mordechai. The Klal Yisrael was b'simcha when they saw the Techeiles of Mordechai. What was the simcha the Klal Yisrael saw in Techeiles? What they got from Techeiles? What was that simcha? So the Satmar Rebbe Zechon Levracha that he always the Gemara says that the Kolzman and Golus the Lo Nira Harakia B'Tihara. So you didn't stick. The Rakia is always full of clouds since the Churban Beis Hamikdash. Now they saw the Techeiles, and that's why there was no Techeiles during the Golus. But now that we see that Mordechai got the Techeiles. Now they knew the time that the Beis Hamikdash has returned, and Be'ez Hashem B'Karev, the Beis Hamikdash will be built. And a couple of years later, the Beis Hamikdash was built. Meaning to say that the connection from Klal Yisrael to the Kisei HaKavod is through the Techeiles, and during Golus there's clouds that close it up, and we're not connected, but times of the Geula we're connected, and the clouds are go away. And Techeiles is found, and we get connected back. Just remembering now that Shabbos I was walking and taking a walk, and I was astonished how clear the sky was. I don't remember seeing such a clear sky. But we see from the Satmar Rebbe that having Techeiles is a simon that the Geula is near, the Binyan Beis Hamikdash is near, and now generation Baruch Hashem, that is one of the many things that we see how the Geula is very near. Now let's get Halacha Vila Ma'isa Siyata D'Shmaya. Now there's another topic. If Techeiles is dark or Techeiles is light, there's another topic. If it's Ma'akev, let's say Techeiles is originally dark blue, light blue, is if you do like the other one as a Ma'akev, that Bez Hashem, maybe I'll give another share at a different time. I wrote about this by Arichis, Bar Ladina, that it's not Ma'akev. So we're not talking about a Shaila which is Negei Le'kuva. We're talking about on a Shaila which is Negei L'chatchila, maybe even L'chatchila Shalom Medina de Gemara. But we're just discussing right now how the Reshonim understood what the color Techeiles is. And there's big talk, Techeiles is purple, Techeiles is blue. I'm not going to be even down b'chlal, the dian of Techeiles is purple. And where it started, the Shroshim Fazat Sad, where it comes from, and the Te'isim that it was Nivna Aleim. But that's another topic for itself also. What all the discussing is how the Rishonim understood what the Torah meant by Techeiles, the mitzvah put in the mitzvah of Techeiles. The Sifri says, we will start off as Hashem with the Rishonim that actually say that the Techeiles is like the color of the sky by Esa Leila. It says in the Sifri, B'Shim Elazar says, why is Techeiles called Techeiles? Hashem Shem Niskeli HaMitzrayim B'Chereim. That the Mitzrayim were Niskeli is Lashon Kloyim, they got destroyed with their B'Cheres. So Techeiles reminds us of that the Eibishter destroyed the B'Cherim, that the Eibishter destroyed Mitzrayim on the Yam. And Chazal bring the pasuk Hi b'chatzi alaylo Hashem hik kol b'char hiko. I guess the Darshan hiko is lashon Techeiles, lashon kloyon. I'm not sure about that, but we see the Medrash says that the Techeiles is al Shem shenichlu Mitzrayim b'Chereim. And Rashi al Torah Rabban Shal Yisrael brings down on the pasuk of Psil Techeiles. He brings down this Chazal. Al-Shem Shikl B'Chayris, Targumay Shal Shikl Tichla. Rashi seems to be coming from Mefarish. It's a Moshe Darshan. He seems to be even being mitzad that it has to do with Pshuta Shal Mikra, Targumay Shal Shikl Tichla. That's where Techeiles comes from. Zok the Moshe Darshan, in Makasem Hoyse B'Layla, the Makkah was by night. V'chein Tzeva Techeiles doim l'Tzever Rekia HaMashchil L'Isa Erev. Tzever Techeiles is like the color of the Rekia when it starts getting dark by night. And then we find this other places also. Rabbeinu Shlomo ben Yosim in Moed Cotton, a Pirush from the Reshonim, he says like this: Techeiles tzitzis. Techeiles is a double mut. It's a small little thing. You don't need a lot. Chut echad is going to the Rambam. That's one chut, maybe. And he says, "Techeiles doimel ein harakia." The Techeiles is like the color of the sky. Belaylo shehitzach, a clear night. In Mesechus Menachos, Hakel Mefarish, and he brought down the Gemara Menachos that we said Techeiles is doimel harakia. So what do we have over here in Moshe Darshan? That Techeiles is doimel harakia al eis erev, before the time it gets night. It means before night, the time of Shkia, I guess. We have Rabbeinu Shlomo ben Yosim that says that Techeiles is like the sky of the night on a clear night. Okay? Fine. So Techeiles seems to be like a dark blue. So, just to put a little thought into this, the Rabbeinu Shlomo ben Yosim is David Tmuamoid. He says it's Doimel Rekia, Halayla. What does he mean? That's called dark blue. That's black. That is black. So, Dvarav Tumu and B'Yoser. You could say, obviously, if he means to say it's the middle, it's like this clear, dark sky, he means to say that it's dark blue. Okay, maybe, I'm not sure. That's not what he says. He says it's like the sky night, clear sky night. And Moshe Darshan, what is he saying? He's saying it's like the sky by night, when it gets night. I'm not sure what that is, because is the sky by night, when it gets night, is it dark blue? I don't recall that. I haven't heard such a description ever before, that for dark blue, we're talking about the light by the sky by night. Whoever thinks about the sky by night, I'm not sure what he means exactly. And be'etzem, it could be, there's another pshat, this is a derech drush, maybe, and there's reason to say that based on what we'll say later. But liyotzir, that these Rishonim mean what they write, what it seems, it seems to be saying that it's a darker color. So, is that the day of all the Gedolei Rishonim that we have? Let's see, let's take a tour, Siyat D'Shmaya, through the Pardes, through the Gan HaRishonim, Minehena, Midivrei Kachon. So we'll start off with the Rishonim that are clear, not like these Rishonim. Ben Avram ben Rambam writes, Techeiles, he writes this in the Chumash, Techeiles Tzemet Tzvua Mara Doimel Lamash Nir Mara Rekia. Techeiles is the color which looks like the color of the sky. Shehi Chol Tahar, which is Chol Tahar, like a clear blue. Chol was a darker color, and this was a clearer blue. Wasn't Bein HaChol HaOmek v'Halobin. It's in between the chol, the deep chol, and the light and the white. Means chol usually is associated with the darker blue. That's another discussion for itself. So chol is he says it's bein hachol amek, between the deep chol, the deep blue, and the white. Seems to be saying that it is like the clear sky of the day. The same thing he writes in Sefer HaMaspik, that it is tzemer, it should be tzemer, tachol, Techeiles tahora, hadoim l'tzeva anon, should be doim l'tzeva from the clouds, not sure what that means, hanidme la'ayin shehi tzeva hashamayim, which looks like the color of the eye, it's the color of the sky. It's Techeiles tahora, it's a clean, seems to say a clean Techeiles, which looks like the color of the sky, seems to be clearly saying that it's a day blue. Okay. Rebbeinu Tanchei Yishalmi, this is a sefer which was written in the time of Avraham and Rambam, maybe a drop afterwards, in that Kufa, which was written as a pirish to explain the words of the Rambam. And he says like this, Rebbeinu Tanchei Yishalmi says like this. He seems to be going on the Rambam, because the Rambam says that Techeiles is pitach sheba chol. What does it mean, pitach? So he says, pitach means tzeva hamufik hachalosh b'chol gavan shehi. The word pitach means something which is upgeschwach, something which is weak. It's just not its full strength. Amru tzeva chol, they said on tzeva chol, k'shetiaru as Techeiles. When they were metired, the color of Techeiles, they said, She tzeva hashamayim. It's the color of Shemayim. Shetzivoi, which the color of the Shemayim is chol bar, a very clear chol. Noite l'lavan, which is noite l'lavan. How much the words of Rabbi Rambam? He says ben chol omek l'lavan, and he's saying, he brings on the words of the Rambam. Techeiles ke'ein harikia v'hi kepitich shabachol koloymar habor shakachol. It's a little bit towards chol. Basically saying that it's a shracha chol, it's noite l'lavan, it's like the color of the sky, and that we all know equals up to a clear day sky, just like his Rebbe Rambam, the son of the Rambam, writes that it was a color of a clear blue sky. The Sefer, there's two Sfarim, one called Ma'or HaFela and Medrash Habir. They both are Reshonim from Teiman, which is pretty stark, especially the gay when we was talking about those that how they learned the Rambam Shita. We know that Teiman was Noite Vasa Rambam, and they write Hatchelas Yatzemer Hatzvua. It's a temer Udai Tchelas Chol Memara Hashemayim. Like the chol of the color of the sky, berayis ein, when you look at it with the eye, and it's more clear, than the strongness of the chol. Meaning to say, just like the Rambam says, the Tanakh Shama says, it's not as kachol as kachol is. That's bar. It's more clear. It's more light. That seems to be saying that it's more light. It's a light blue, which is in between. It's the color of the sky. When you look at the sky, you see a blue. That is chol, but it's a lighter chol. It's a shvacher chol. Chol usually is dark. The shemayim is more clear. Is more lighter. Fine. So we have four Rishonim that clearly say that the Techeiles is the color of a clear sky, day sky, which is not strong blue. It's light blue. It's noite l'lovan. Fine. One Rishon that's clear is Rabbeinu Avraham ben Ezra. He brings down from Yefes was a kroy, and he says that Techeiles is shachris. Techeiles is possible to is shachris. It's a blackish color. And yeah, that's what he writes in the Pirush HaKotzer. He says, I'm sorry, that was the Pirush Aruch. He says, "V'tchelas hi ein krev l'shachar." Techeiles is the color of, which is close to shachar. V'hi ma'at doim l'shemayim. It's a little bit doim to the shemayim. Fine. But then in the Pirush Aruch, he brings down this Pirush that it's dark, like Moshe Darshan. He brings down the name of Yefes. And he says, no. We're going to be saying on Chazal. Chazal say it's Yorik. It's not black. He seems to be saying clear that it's the color of the sky. Yorik would mean blue. Another place he says, in Pashlach, he says it's the color of the sky. And he's saying it's not like a Moshe Darshan. That's a Kroy Pshat. That is not a Pshat of the Torah Chazal. He said that Pshat comes from the Kroy. But we're going to be saying on Chazal, that is the color of Shemayim. So we have clearly now, not only the Rishon that says it's the color of Shemayim and not the color of dark, he actually argues on the dark color. Okay. Now, the next step we'll go is, the Gemara says, in Chulin, that Techeiles is doime doime l'saper, l'saper doime Kisei HaKavod. The more brings on the pasuk, it says over there after Matan Torah, according to the Ramban, that after Matan Torah, the another Avu went up to on the mountain, and they saw by Yiriyas Alakai Yisrael, they saw Hashem Kaviyachol that a Gilish Shchina, v'tachas Raglov, and under his feet Kaviyachol Kemasa Livnas Hasaper. It looked like Livnas Hasaper v'ke'etzem Hashamayim l'Torah, like the etzem of the Shemayim, which is clear. So Chazal say that Techeiles is doime to the Saper, which Saper, the Gemara says, the pasuk says is doime l'Shemayim. So now we know if Saper is doime l'Shemayim, it comes out that the Shemayim is doime l'Saper. So it comes out that Techeiles is doime l'Saper. So what does it mean? Etzem Hashemayim l'Toyhar. So you look in the Sefer Cheshek Shloime, he speaks about it, that it means Torah means Nikias. I can go into Arichas, but he says is Nikias. It's more on Nikias. And the Ke'etzem Hashemayim Torah, the Noker and Meshum v'Teridis Adam v'Anonim. It means it doesn't have any clouds, doesn't have anything else to make the sky dirty, and you see the Etzem Hashemayim. Yeah. We see the Etzem Shemayim the way it is without any other taruvas. And the Chaskuni says this saper which is dark, which is shachar, the saper which is white, and the saper which was there is the color of Techeiles, bloy belaz. And he says, that's the Saper which was there. And he says, because the Saper is, not everyone knows what Saper is, so he's giving you another simon. What does it mean? What's the simon? Ke'etzem hashamayim l'toyar, v'hi mara hashamayim, zakim v'tohirim anonim. He says, ke'etzem hashamayim means a sky which is zach, clear and clean, v'tohirim ma'ananim from the clouds. A clear sky. This is what the Rivash says over there, and the Harashar says the same thing. So now, when someone says that Techeiles, like the Cheskuni says, it's called about Techeiles, he says the word Techeiles, that's bloy. He says that's what it's like Saper, but we don't know what Saper is. So you know what it is like? It's like the sky which is clear from clouds, a clear sky. Now, between me and you, between me and anyone that's a Bisla Das, when we're talking about a sky which is clear of clouds, we're talking about a clear sky by day. No one ever refers to the clear sky by night as, wow, it was a beautiful clear sky yesterday. And the guy says, wow, what do you mean? It was full of clouds? No, I'm talking about by night. That's not the derech. When you say clear sky, maybe if for some reason you thought that person knew you talking about night, so you'll refer to it as clear sky. Like, B'chlal would not misyachas to clouds, B'chlal to by night, even though it's possible to have clouds. But again, there's nothing much to be done in this. That Lishna b'nei Adam, normal people, when they say a clear sky, when they detail, we're not just telling you a sky. We can tell you what color Techeiles this Saper is. It's Techeiles. And how to identify the color of Techeiles? What was the Mara that the Nevi'im saw over there about in Torah? I'm not going to know if you say Saper. You know what it is? It was like the clear sky. Avada, we understand that from all these Reshonim, the Cheskuni, the B'chashar, and the Rivash, that we're talking about the sky of the day. The Aruch says, Erech Advasa, and it's brought down in the Sefer Be'ech Nalol, in Beis Midrasha, in Besetas Baba Basra, the Afdalot Amad Aleph, the Gemara says Advasa over there. So the Aruch says, and over there it's brought down from Rabbeinu Chananel. So we have Rabbeinu Chananel and the Aruch both say, Advasa, what's Advasa? Kegala Yayam, like the waves of the ocean. Shehen Kegavan Techeiles, it's like the color of Techeiles. Kemoy Harakia B'tirasoi Min Ha'ovim, like the Rakia, which is clear of all the clouds in the sky. Obviously, again, we're coming to get detailed what the color of Advasa is. The color of Advasa is the color of Techeiles, which is the color of a clear sky. Clear sky. Rabbeinu Chananel and the Aruch also holds it's a clear sky of the day, because if they would be talking about the night, they wouldn't be talking to us. They wouldn't be talking to anyone, because not the derech to write. Again, I have to chazer again and again. This is something which is simple. This is the way people have understood it always. Because for some reason people are trying to mafakbik that when you say clear sky, you get into the details. It could mean by night. I don't know what, but it just is my order to repeat this thing again. A clear fact. Let's not get confused just because of different reasons. That when someone tries to clarify to you what type of sky he's talking about, and he says it's talking about a clear sky, we're talking about the sky of a day. The Ramban in Bamidbar Dalud says that he's talking about the Yerios. He says a portion al hakol begel til Techeiles milamayla. You spread on the top of the Mishkan a beged which is fully blue. She get nira olav habeged hanichba, that should look beautiful on top of the Mishkan. The beged, the Yerios of Techeiles, shehika etzam hashamayim l'toya, which is like a clear sky. The Sefer Chinuch says that the color of the Techeiles is doima einoi l'ein herakia biti haroi. The color of Techeiles is of the color of the rakia when it's clear of any ananim. It's clear sky. Okay, so these Reshonim, we moisef ela l'hoisef al Reshonim. The 5 Reshonim that clearly say that it's a light blue. I want to call it light blue, a sky blue, middle of the day. We have more Rishonim that say the same thing, that the color of Techeiles is the color of sky blue when there's no clouds and you can see the Rakia. By night, you can't see the Rakia. It's just dark. When you see the color of the Rakia, which is blue, there's no clouds, we have a whole bunch of Rishonim which say that that's the color of Techeiles. Now we're going to take it a step further. not really a big chiddush, it's the same idea. Many times in Tanakh, the Torah discusses something which is called Techeiles. We have in the Mishkan. We have Techeiles, Kamapum. We have in the Megillah Esther, Purim, Techeiles is mentioned by the Sudas HaShverish, by Mordechai Yotzel L'Shmalch is Techeiles. We have many places in Tanakh which Techeiles is discussed. And we have Mefarshim that are coming to discuss, explain to us what this is. This is Techeiles, this is Reshonim, this is Agomon, and they come and explain every word what it means. Obviously, if they're trying to explain to us the color, then if they're trying to explain to us the color, then they're writing it in a way that we will understand them. And they're writing it, if they're explaining it, obviously they understood themselves what they're writing. They're not just, we'll be quoting a chazal in Masechtas Menachos to explain a pasuk. If they didn't understand, have a havana in what they were writing, they wouldn't explain the pasuk. Either they'll say the Gemara says it's kerikia, and I don't know what color it is. But if they are explaining the pasuk, they're not relying on chazal. Maybe they got it from chazal, maybe they got it from anywhere else, maybe they got it from different places, but it's not the nekuda. When a Rishon comes to explain, when a Bnei Tzadigoin or other Reshonim come to explain what the pasuk means, then they are explaining what the pasuk means, not referring to anything else. Even though it might be based on that. But this is how they're explaining. We should understand. So, we have many Rishonim that explain that Techeiles of the Torah in Tanakh is the color of the sky. If Techeiles is the color of the sky, then it's blue, because that's what they're saying, right? It doesn't mean the sky by night, because then they're not explaining to us. When we speak Lishnei Adam, when I try to detail you and explain to you that something is blue, it's enough for me to say that it's the color of the sky. So, and you'll understand that it's blue. So they don't even have to say it's the color of a clear sky. It's normal to say it's the color of the sky. If you want to get more detailed, you'll say the color of a clear sky without any clouds. But there's no need to. You could just say it's the color of the sky, and it's understood, self-understood, that we're talking about a blue color. So, now let's mention the Rishonim that say, when they're coming to explain the colors of the Tanakh, they say it's a clear sky, they say it's the color of the sky. But he's started going every place where he discusses the color of Techeiles, he's metargim the color of Techeiles, he's metargim to it, to Asma Nagvan. So it's the Mefarshim explained, it's made up of two words, Asma is sky, and Nagvan is Gava it comes from the word Gavan, which is color. So Rebbeinu Sadi Goin, it's clear, everyone understood it like this. Rebbeinu Sadi Goin, he explains the words of the Tanakh. Every place it says Techeiles, it means the color Gavan of the sky, Gavan Shemayim. In Ben Tanchi Yishalmi, in Megillah Esther, in both places where it says Techeiles, uses the same word, it means the color of the sky, Asma Gavan. Sefer Itter brings down from a Nachshon Goin. So that was a Tzaddik Goin, it brings down from a Nachshon Goin. That it means the Techeiles is, he's coming to explain the word Techeiles, Lamasma. It's not clear exactly what the word means, but it's accepted, as far as I'm concerned, that he's talking about Lamasma B'Sharshay is the word Sama, which is used in different ways, and it means the color of the sky. The Meiri, when he comes to explain the colors of the Mishkan, Yom Tov Chav Gimel, Yom Tov Ayin Aleph, even more, he clearly says, he explains every single color, and he says that Techeiles is Tzeva Harakia, the color of the sky. Again, he's coming to give you explanation. The Kafter Ferach says it, and the Lakach Tov says it, and Rami Rothenberg says it. Rothenberg talks about he talks about Techeiles, and he says he's talking about the Maris Dom Ben Nilda. He says that when Mar says ben Mishiake ben Techeiles Lakarti, he says it's Bloi, and he brings down the Gemara that it's Daimon Rekia. And he's holding over there halachas. He's holding over there halachas, hilchas nida, what color of yorik, what's yorik. And he says that yorik is the color of the sky. Does he? Is there havmin? But olam, that when the Maram Rottenberg says that Techeiles of in the hilchas damim means the Techeiles of the sky, that means say that dark blue, maybe dark blue is included. But we were talking about halachas chamuras. He's obviously felt he's being clear enough to tell you that it's the color of the sky. He's not being seimich on hilchas krisis or any on some type of divrei agada. When he's saying it's the color of the sky, he means to say it's the color of the sky by day. And the same thing with the Rosh and hilchas treifus. He's talking about what mara treifa is kosher. He says it's the color of the sky. Ke'en Erekia. The Techeiles it's Ke'en Erekia over there. He's talking about the color of Techeiles. He's talking about Yorik, but he says, he brings out the Gemara of Techeiles, the Erekia. The Reshonim are using this term halachically. They felt it was sufficient to explain, to use the term of Rekia to explain the color of Techeiles. You could say maybe over there they're not handling the color of Techeiles, they're handling the color of Yorik. And they put everything together, and their terminology, Techeiles, Rekia, was a halachic terminology, and that's enough ladina. It's enough for ladina for us in Hilchas Techeiles to understand that we're talking about the day sky. Okay, now there's another source over here of the Rishonim speak about Techeiles is Nikrichis. Many Rishonim, I don't have a count, but more than enough. There's enough time to go counting every single Rishon that says that the Techeiles of the Krichos, you start off with a Chulya of Lavan, a Chulya of Techeiles, Chulya of Lavan, Chulya of Techeiles, Chulya of Lavan, Chulya of Techeiles. And not like the Rambam, this is the way most of the Rishonim learn. And they say why, based on the Gemara Menuchas Daf Lamates, that the Techeiles is Mechumen Keneged the Rekia, and the white, the Lavan is doimer to the Aver Bein HaRekia. We know there's 7 Rekiyas, the Gemara says, and 6 Avirim Beineim, that's the 13 Chulyos that we make. And the white is Mechumen Keneged the Aver, and the Techeiles is Mechumen Keneged the Rekia. Now, if Techeiles simple Techeiles is the color of Rekia Beis Erev, what's the connection of 7 Rekiyas to the Rekia Beis Erev or the Rekia Halayla? It's very far, the connection of, most people don't even know the color of the sky Beis Erev. I'm not even clear, what is that color? Where is that color? What's the connection between 7 Rekiyas? And when they say, according to this, the 7 Rekia is all dark blue. Or I'm not sure. It's because it's Leis Erev. It's the all dark blue. I'm saying, what else? The Rekia, the Techeiles, which is Doim de Rekia, is only the Doim de Rekia Leis Erev. But all the 7 Rekiyas, the rest, they are light blue. There seems to be no way of connecting the 7 Rekiyas with the Chulyos of Techeiles now, it's because people don't connect the Rekia Leis Erev to our Techeiles, to light blue Techeiles. Don't connect. No one ever talks about the Rekia Leis Erev. I never heard it in my life. So if we're going to say that we have our tzitzis got to be like the Rekia Leis Erev, no one knows what you're talking about. Never heard such a thing in our life. So from this, that the Chulyos are connected to Rekia, the 7 Rekiyas, would seem to point to the Rekia by day, where people walk out and they see, their eyes always see the Rekia. This is what in their life they're used to, the Rekia Leis Erev, when we're talking about the day, something which since they were born, hopefully you live 120 years, and every day you see the Rekia, which is the Rekia that you're seeing, and it has significance in your life, is the Rekia Hayom, and that is what we are mechaven connected our Chulyos. That is the Zecher of the Techeiles. That would be the last part one of the last sugya, part one of this thing. There's more Rishonim planted Bez Hashem to discuss, which will be in the next year.